Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh. How is everybody doing? I hope you're well. Leave me a comment saying how you're doing today. I know some people do that all the time, but I'm trying to find out who's watching my channel. So, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Got some news today. Gonna have it. Hold right up. Just had to get a beverage from the fridge. It's a little dry. Oh yeah. Red. The color red. I guess we're gonna have a pinch of the color red here. If I have any left. I got a little bit left. Goodbye, cherry pie. I'm wearing a little bit of red here on my tie. We're commemorating. I don't know how much international news this made. Like, I don't know how many people in the U.S. heard about this, but I can't remember the days. I think it was last weekend. Canada had its worst mass shooting ever. This guy, he was dressed as an RCMP officer. He had an RCMP car. He was like going to people's houses and knocking on their door, pretending to be an officer, and like their kids would be there, and he'd execute the parents in front of the kids and move on. You know, like he spanned a pretty wide distance of Nova Scotia, which is, you know, a decent-sized province. One of our smaller provinces, but one of the bigger, smaller provinces, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so very tragic, you know, and like just how, you know, what a disguise he had, you know, for that. Because, you know, everyone's trained to trust the RCMP in Canada, right? That's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, a.k.a. the cops, you know. The RCMP is a little higher up than your average cop, you know. And like we're all trained from cradle to grave to trust these people. And, you know, imagine being a kid, like my son's age, like 13, and an RCMP officer just comes into your house, shoots your parents right in front of you, and leaves. Like, I can't imagine how that would mess up some kids, I can't imagine, It's horribly tragic, But yeah, today is kind of the day of mourning for that. There's going to be a virtual vigil on the CBC tonight, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. I think it's 7. But yeah, it's so yeah, the very, very, very tragic event. So it was Canada's worst mass shooting of all time. And we don't have a lot of mass shootings here because of our gun laws. Like we don't have, people don't carry guns in Canada. Most people don't. I'm sure more people than, I'm sure some people carry guns, but on the whole, guns aren't a huge problem here in Canada. Like, yeah. So, anyhow, very tragic news, but some good news too. Some really good news. Not to say that anybody should be, I think people should be staying at home still, making sure, because it's like, it's a small victory, but it's, anyhow, Peterborough, when I looked at the COVID-19 graphs in Ontario this morning, Peterborough, it was actually a headline. Peterborough is 50% lower than anybody. Like, we're doing way better than anybody else in Ontario. Like, our statistics are 50% of the average of the other places and towns in Ontario. So that's pretty cool. Makes kind of, when you hear stuff like that, it makes you feel like, okay, like, it's working, but like, there's also like the economy, which is a harsh reality, but I think it's more important that people stay home right now. Like, that's ultimately how I feel, but I don't think anybody should be rushing to open up their businesses anytime soon, even in a situation like here in town where we're actually doing pretty good, comparatively to the rest of our province, I don't think anybody should be, going out shopping soon or nothing. But it makes you feel like you've accomplished something, I guess. It's funny because Hillary, who's very close to me and very dear to me, lives in Athens, which is in Georgia, and today Georgia, I believe certain businesses are being allowed to open up, like tattoo parlors, hair salons, bowling alleys. That was the other one. Fucking bowling alleys. Like, this is class war, people. They want to kill off the undesirables, in Georgia, it seems, I don't know much about American politics and voting and how things work like that, but Hillary told me about that stuff, but I'm not sure how to speak on it. But yeah, so it's weird. Like it's kind of scary. Like they're opening up. They're starting to open up their city, and like they're doing probably quite a lot worse than we are here in Peterborough, and and here in Peterborough we're doing better than most places, I guess, and we're all still laying low, you know. I guess some people like in the states have been protesting like liberation, and I guess Trump's spoken of it a time or two. People want liberation from the home quarantine deal, and the media's made a huge deal of it, but it's from what I gather, it's a very small amount of people that are doing this. It's just the media has, they're looking for news, or how to embellish the news now, I guess, and so this is a big newsworthy event. Some people with issues about the big picture, protesting in like a Wendy's parking lot or something like that. It's not really that big a deal. It's not a movement. Um, yeah, but it's all very scary times. So yeah, good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. I don't know how to put it. All I'm saying is stay safe out there, because we need you. You know. Um, I believe that's the only thing I had to speak on today. So, hope you're all good and well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.